Alright, hey guys, this is just a bit of a kit video. I've not done one for a while. Quite frankly, the technology just hasn't been there for me. It's not really been affordable, but now I've got an iPhone, I've not really got an excuse. So you'll have seen, I've been doing a few walks, and this is my day pack. So this is what I would take only on a single day hike with no overnights involved. This is just my basic kit. It's in a 55 litre, I think roughly 55 litre rucksack. It's only cheap, I think it was about 35 quid off Amazon, and it's the Molly style or Mole style, however you pronounce it, with the room for fastening extra bits and pieces on. Like I said, it's only cheap, little velcro pad, I kind of like that, but it's done the job and it's quite durable. I don't mind throwing it in the car, throwing it around. It's not my Kelty 90 litre that I use for multi-day hikes. That's the top-notch kit, that's the expensive stuff. So I just go for something cheap. I'll just take you through what's in for a single day. Roughly 12 to 15 miles, at a push 20, if I'm trying to achieve at a certain distance. So I'm just going to take you through all the bits and pieces that are in there. The thing I like about this pack is that these two pouches are brilliant. I like them, they're on the outside and they're very easily to access. So I keep my essentials in there. My first aid kit, beautiful drawing. This is a custom first aid kit, which means it's just for stuff that I think I need, and maybe if somebody else or a group are with me, I might share out if I need to. Probably the most important thing in here is these little eye wash vials. I've got a kind of mosquito head nest. I don't really use it unless I'm camping, but it's in there. These are handy. Many times we've just got things blowing in our eyes. I don't really think about it until I put them in. I thought that'd be quite useful. Also good for irrigating wounds if needs be. It's just salt water, it's saline, it's sealed, so that's the only thing. The other thing I have in here which is useful is KT tape, sports tape, which is great for rub spots. You just peel off the back, it comes in a roll, cut a bit off with scissors, put it over a blister or a rub spot, and you're good to go. So that's in there. That's easily accessible if I need it. In there also is my rucksack cover for if it starts raining. What next? So at the top here, you can get to this, I have a Petzl head torch, and this is one of my most essential pieces of kit. I never leave on a hike without a head torch. In there is the Petzl head torch. It has brilliant illumination and some spare batteries and tissues. Always need tissues. I also have sun cream because I'm useless in the sun. I will burn straight away, and chances are I'll have completely forgotten to put it on in the morning. So that's that. And I have my navigation kit. I always navigate with a paper. I'm a bit of a nerd, I'm afraid. It's not expensive to get the Ordnance Survey app for the phone or a laptop computer or whatever, and you can print out the maps that you want in the way you want them. I think it's only about $5 or $6.99 a month. I print them off, the sections I need, and then I just laminate them in a cheap laminator. It's much better this way than trying to fold origami style a big map into a map case. I can't stand map cases, and this is 100% waterproof as well. And all I've done is I've printed the map off, already highlighted all the areas, the mileage, key locations, my postcode, ink pen, and then laminated it afterwards. So I have that in my pocket. That's what I'm going to navigate with. Just for emergencies, I've got my silver compass, and in there are a couple of cheat cards. A couple of cheat cards for the legend of the map, the different images, the different icons, what they mean, just in case I forget. And there's a card for reminding me how to take a 6-figure grid reference off that map to mountain rescue or emergency services, plus a notepad and a pencil, just in case. So that all goes in the top. I have a folding knife. I don't use knives. I never really need one. It's mainly for the bottle opener. Maybe there's a beer. I don't know. So that's that. On the outside, I always take at least one hiking pole, mainly for injury. If you get a sprain or a strain in the ankle or a pain, I sometimes suffer from a right hip pain, right knee pain, especially if I'm climbing. So I keep one pole. I don't need two. I've never used two, I don't think. And it's also there in case somebody else needs it. So that goes there. In there as well is hand sanitizer. That's just in case nature calls. and I'm having to do it out in the woods, I want to clean my hands. More tissues on that side. The other pockets would normally have a flask in of hot water because I don't take a stove on a day pack. So that would be my room for my flask. Now going in the rucksack, in the top I'll always have my food bag, and in there would obviously be my lunch for the day if I need it. But I also take some regular things, a folding cup, obviously be drinking my brew out of, some coffee sachets that I can combine with my hot water, another one, and a titanium spoon, which is my normal eating spoon for my meals, and I'll have a rubbish bag, a little Ziploc bag for putting empty wrappers in. I always take a couple of these just for emergencies. Chocolate covered Kendall mint cake, it's like a gigantic after 8 mint. I like them a lot. And that's my food bag. That is simply a sun hat with like a weird redneck flap at the back. Yeah, I look like a complete tool wearing it, but it keeps the sun off if it gets really bad. Now what else I've got here is my ditty bag. I take this every time I go out. These are the, what would you say? My navigation is entirely with paper, but there's nothing wrong with using the phone to back up what you're doing with the paper map, as long as you're confident you can use the paper map to navigate with. I don't recommend you do an entire walk just relying on a mobile. But I do use the mobile just to be a bit lazy and just pinpoint exactly where I am on the map to back up where I think I am on the paper map. So in this is a RAV Power power bank. It's quite expensive, but it's one of the best ones on the market. It's quite heavy as well. I've got my iPhone cable and a USB in there, and it's good for about 8 full charges of the iPhone. So I'm very happy with that. I do take it everywhere. It is quite heavy. And then the basics in here, you should always go out with, no matter what weather, summer, winter. It's hat, gloves, and there would be a scarf in there, but thanks to COVID-19, I'm using that as my face covering. I always take a water filter. So just a Sawyer Mini. It gets a lot of bad reviews simply because the water, what would you call it? The water bladder it comes with perpetually leaks. I've never had that yet because I rarely ever use it. Very hard to use this in kind of British hikes because farmland water is just not worth drinking. Okay, that's the ditty bag. I'll also take a very lightweight, basic, waterproof windbreaker. I don't bother with waterproofs, full waterproofs for a day hike because I have spare clothes in the car and my pants are quick drying. I really can't be bothered unless it's winter, but that's a completely different day pack loadout, which would require another video. Also in here, I would have a spare fleece, but that's in the wash at the minute. And I always take, no matter the weather, a down jacket that folds up nice and small. It's nice and light, but it's super warm. And then everything in there goes into a rubble sack, added extra waterproofing for the pack. Now what isn't in there is water, which obviously is because I've stored it. I use the Platypus 3 litre Big Evo. I love these. I used to hate the idea of a water bladder. I've had some bad experiences with cheap ones. It's worth just paying, I think, £35 for this. 3 litres, you don't get the weird plasticky taste. It's really easy to use. You just slide that off and then this opens like those sandwich bags you get. Pour your water in, push it back up, and you're ready to go. The tube goes down there and collects from the bottom, and it's got this great, easy to use mouthpiece, which just feeds through my day pack. You'll see it on my shoulder in some of my other slideshows and videos. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing amazing about it. Some people say, why do you take the kitchen sink? That's because on numerous occasions, and I can think of one in particular, there has been a casualty where someone has sprained their ankle, strained it, cannot walk off the hike, and we've been stuck for hours at a time. So it's all come in handy, it's all been used, and I highly recommend at least, if I was to say essentials, the power pack for your mobile phone, the first aid kit obviously, hydration, and your navigation equipment. The rest you can choose, that's up to you, do whatever you feel. Have fun out there, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you out there.